loading right here. There's a little animation there. Do you see it?
I just need to know one.
Oh, that's wild.
It's all on hot. No.
His fingers are shattered when they pull his hand out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
literally,
Yeah, wait, where were his hands?
go back. It literally looks like he just grabs her. Like,
Wait, I just like this guy fucking around with a computer that's not even on.
Welcome to the 3-episode rule, where we watch 3 episodes of an anime and then judge the shit out of it. I'm Danny.
Hi, Danny. I'm Maddie. Good to meet you. Matt.
Hello, Maddie. I'm Ranit.
hello, Ranit. I'm Clay.
So today we watched Lazarus, which is animated by Mappa. Anyone have a specific reason why they wanted to watch this? I could probably speak for everybody when I say because of the fucking director. Mr. Cowboy Champloo is the only reason I wanted to watch this. So
Same.
yeah. So let's talk. What was your favorite thing about it?
I'm not gonna lie. That whole freaking bit with the computer that was off, that killed me.
But was that a bit though?
Was that what? Was it a bit?
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it
was
Like intentional?
Was it intentional?
No, it wasn't
I don't think it was intentional.
It was
Yeah, I
my
don't
favorite
think
bit
so.
though. It was my favorite part.
That was pretty great.
That was
a pretty good part. Yeah. I liked it. I like the hacker name. Popcorn hacker. I think it was right.
Popcorn Wizard?
Popcorn Wizard.
No way. I'm only aware of 3 hackers that can pull off
I
a
don't
task
comprehend
like
human
this.
emotion the way you
Who
do.
are they?
Popcorn Wizard?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You can't go out the gate because there were 2 others we just did not pay attention to the names because they weren't as hype.
Well, I also.
It was
paused
her, right? One of them was
Well,
her.
no, there's like the 4th one, and that's me. And then she like smirked to herself.
Oh, there was 2 other ones. I didn't even.
Yeah.
I was too hung up on popcorn.
Yeah, Popcorn Wizard is kind of.
Popcorn Wizard.
That was the bottleneck. All thoughts stopped.
It's can't do better than that.
My favorite part of the whole show was probably the music.
Yeah, music.
Anytime
was
the
really
guy, oh yeah, no, the music rocks. I was also like, anytime the guy does any kind of like parkour, all of his Spike Spiegel kicks and jumping around, I was into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't we
I think we're.
go through the plot like right at the beginning and kind of like talk about that because I
Right.
feel like that would be good to like kind of get out there first.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what the fuck? What show are they talking about?
So there's no like major spoilers with this since it's pretty like initial, but basically a doctor invents fentanyl and he realizes that it actually is quite bad.
Oh,
everyone's
why?
gonna die in
Wait.
30 days.
Why?
He's
Why is
he's
it
pretty
bad?
regretful.
Because the drug mutated and now it it
'Cause of-
mutates in 3 years, I guess, because they're like it has a half-life of 3 years, and then everyone will die in 30 days. And he just knows this.
Yeah, so it seems like he planned it, supposedly.
That
And
bastard.
they didn't. They had a
It was
not
a very
so
by the
subtle-
way kind of.
Yeah, but they had a very not so subtle thing of him going to the UN and being like, "Guys, the environment's gonna fail us," and then it was everyone like rolling their eyes and stuff. And
They all
left.
left.
They left.
They
their
all went
cars.
home.
And I'm like, all right, well, that's definitely his reason. And then they kind of fucked around for 2 episodes. I feel like there wasn't a lot that happened. They went to a place and he wasn't there, and that was that entire episode. The first episode was they asked him to go. They asked the guy in prison. I already forgot his name. Fuck. But they're like, "Hey, join our team. Join our Suicide Squad." And
Axel
he's like,
Gilberto.
Yeah, Axel Gilberto, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna run for the entire episode," and then he ran for the entire episode.
And I
And
loved
they
every
caught-
second of him jumping around.
It was fun, and then they caught him, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You gonna join the team now?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
It's kind
Okay,
of,
babe.
It was
I'll
kind
join
of funny
your
though
team.
because
That
like,
was-
he
that
literally
was the
broke
first
out of jail
episode.
with like nothing, and it was kind of like,
It was effortless.
why? How did they catch him in the first place if he could just be like handcuffed and just kind of like, break out of a maximum security prison with like guards everywhere?
Well, I just don't. I don't know why he got like his hand on a gun and he's like, "All right, unlock me," and then they're like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah, there was. All right.
Wait, but like,
If you say so.
I don't know how the prison system works, but if you make a break for it, doesn't everyone just like open fire on you?
Yes, especially if you grab the gun.
Well,
They would
especially with his
fucking
like
waste
sentence
you.
too. He's like in like a maximum security place with like 800
He-
years because
Yeah, he has like an 8 life sentence basically.
yeah.
I love that you can just take out armed security guards with just kicks. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
when-
the animation there was nice.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was fire.
It
it's
made me
just
want to
like-
try it in real life.
I do feel like the break out of prison. I do feel like the problem
With
I'm
kicks
having
and
with it
parkour.
though is it just like I don't care. It's not
Right.
nothing has really made me like that invested.
Because he
You-
ran away for the first episode, he got caught, and then he doesn't even care about what the hell's going on. He's like, sure, I guess I'll do that. Like, that doesn't make you want to watch him do anything. That's just like, oh, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
why
it's
would I
different.
care?
Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of trying to go for that like Spike effect, where like Spike is kind of nonchalant, doesn't give a shit about everything. But like that
That's-
that
but-
works really well because like they're doing bounty hunter stuff to just like survive. There's not this like bigger overarching thing until like later in the series.
Right.
And Spike does care a
does.
shit ton about a lot of shit.
Yes.
Like, that's the whole point of his character is he's like hung up on the
Do you-
past.
Right.
Do you
Like
find
the-
that like within the first 3 episodes of Bebop though? Because I feel like they're gonna do it like a Spike arc.
I think
for
so
him.
because isn't like one of the first few episodes the fucking Red Eye arc?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's like the second episode.
Yeah, it's like the second episode, and you see his like
Oh.
you see humanity with the character. All I know about this guy right now is he like parkour,
And
but he's like
ki-
so
and he's kind of a dick.
he's kind of a dick. He likes parkour.
And he
He's
doesn't
way
care
too
about
good-
anything.
He's way too good at it too, so it's like, okay, well, he's just gonna cartoon logic his way all the way through it, and he's not a villain. Like if it's a villain that kind of does it, it's like okay, like they're supposed to be like threatening, but it's like he doesn't really. He like slips like one time
Oh no,
after.
He trips, yeah, or something.
the red eye
Yeah.
one was the first episode.
Oh yeah. So
Straight up.
even more to my example,
it's
they
right away. Yeah.
They establish that he has depth to him immediately. This guy is just like he doesn't have like a ton of depth.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, there's no
I-
real reason to like care about like all these characters have like made a statement somehow, and it's like none of it really matters beyond like them saying it.
I don't.
I feel that too. And then the second episode, they basically fail and they go to the wrong place, and then it's just that just happened. It doesn't feel like there was any consequences for
Right.
going
It-
to the wrong place.
And it didn't feel like there's any consequence. It didn't feel like they gained anything besides like, oh, well, he's not here. That's
Yeah,
not
'cause-
really gaining anything. There was no lead.
Because usually when a character fails their goal, like they learn from that, and that's how they. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Is like that's the obstacle, and then you learn from that, and then they figure out how to go forward. But it just seems like it happened, and then the third one was the homeless.
Camp, yeah.
Yeah, they go to a
Camp or
homeless
something.
camp, and for like 10 minutes, they figure like it was weird because it's like all they needed was one piece of information, and it took 10 minutes to get to it, but like nothing happened in between it except for introducing characters that probably just don't come back.
Yeah, it was
pretty
like
much.
backstories for people you don't want to know their backstories.
Yeah,
it felt
especially.
like have you ever been like in a conversation with somebody and they like tell you way too much information and you're just standing there like and there's like no way out of the conversation. That's kind of what that third episode
You
felt
just
like.
keep
It was
nodding,
like-
and then they just keep adding to it. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I was just like kind of waiting for it to end.
Right.
Yeah, so damn. So
It
that kind of
had- Yeah, that part had a lot of like fake chemistry too. I didn't believe any chemistry. I'm like, these people do not like each other.
Yeah.
I do not believe that at all.
no.
And especially with how weak the characters feel, at least right now, because like none of them really developed. Like I want you to try to name, just back to the characters. I want you to try to name something about the character that's not like a generalization of like a thing they do. I don't think you
Right.
can name a single trait really.
Yeah, I don't.
For the main character, for all of them.
Like any of the main 5.
Yeah, there's been no depth, it feels like.
Yeah, like
The
you
one kid is too
know-
cool for school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like his whole personality. He's just kind of like cocky. It doesn't like.
And he's
He hasn't
clearly-
used that. He was like, I'm too cool for school. And then the third
Yeah,
episode, he
they're-
rolls up to Istanbul with freaking like classic Istanbul clothing that nobody else is wearing. Like,
They feel like they're Flanderized already, and they're new characters. Like I mean, granted, this is 3 episodes in, but there should be something with the characters already. I don't care about any of them.
One of them
It's
should hook
3
you.
episodes.
yeah, I feel like the character, the hacker girl, like if she was like the character, like if it started off and she was like in a school class or something like that, and she was like, yeah, this is useless, and then goes and like somehow just like integrates herself into this team by just hacking into their systems and helping them, right? Like that would have been like a way different statement, because it would have been like, oh yeah, she's like way smarter than like this, college class
Well,
that she's going to or something like that.
So
Yeah, she's competent.
that would have been a character leaving school because they're actually smarter than the
Smarter,
teacher,
yeah.
versus a fucking dumbass who's
fucking
leaving.
Leland.
Yeah.
Who leaves because like I mean they're not wrong though, like the kid, yeah, like everyone's gonna die in 30 days. Oh well, fuck this,
yeah.
I'm out of here. That's like fair, but
Bro
He
really
could have just
doesn't-
left though.
The thing is too, if you were told, all right, you're gonna die in 30 days, why would you not be? I don't get where there's like no chaos. I don't get how it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Everyone's
keep going
really
to my
chill about
Yeah,
it.
McDonald's
everyone's
job.
just going to their freaking 9 to 5 and then going to school and whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I think part of it too is like the tone and the genre that they're pushing. It like might not work with the story. Like they could have just showed. I'm trying to imagine like the same setup, but like a bit more intensity and like almost like paranoia agent
You
type
know-
of
yeah.
genre. That would have made more sense.
You know how they could have done
like-
it is like everyone's taking this drug, right? It's like this miracle drug or whatever, and then he gets enlisted, and this like random government faction or whatever is like, we need you because you're like insanely intuitive or whatever, like you're insanely good at kind of escaping us, and therefore we want to use you for like getting in and getting information. And then they show him a video of the guy basically admitting that everyone's gonna die, but they don't tell the general public because that would cause mass chaos. So now they're like this faction that's like completely separated from like everything, and that I feel like that would have helped the tone a lot, because now it's like, okay,
You know what I think would have worked too, is instead of him running around for the first episode, I mean, you had the cool parkour scene, but if they recruited him, they're like, oh no, he's never gonna work with us. Like this guy breaks out all the time, but then they show him the face of someone, and for whatever reason he's actually motivated to help them then, because that would give him at least a drive, because you're like, oh, what's this connection with this person, instead of like, yeah, I like to break out of prisons, I'm gonna just break out right now, and then he does it for
He did say that's a
20
hobby.
blackmail him or something,
Yeah,
basically.
it's a hobby of mine, is what he said.
or no,
That's what he says to
like,
the hot girl.
I'm saying, like, if he had, like, if there was some, like, he saw a face and he's like, I need to get that person, like, there's some sort of connection there, at least you have something to wonder on.
Yeah, it's like the person
I-
who framed him or something. It,
Yeah,
like
I think
Maybe
initially.
set up. That's a good.
like
that is a
mystery,
good one.
like
Yeah,
some
like,
sort of mystery.
what put him away for 3 years? Like, there's no, I don't feel those threads. there's so many opportunities where they can have like a thread of some sort of interest. And speaking of a miracle drug, it reminds me of another show that was fantastic called Common Side Effects, which did a great job on that.
I started it. Yeah,
it's very good. And it has really strong characterization. Like, it's literally the opposite of this show. It doesn't have as much flashy action. The animation is nice in it overall, besides the first, 5 minutes. It kind of looks like a pilot. But, yeah, no, it's just, you could have done so much more, and I'm a little disappointed by the story.
Yeah, I think what you're saying with, the threads not connecting, or that there's, so much opportunity, it's, I don't think that, this is necessarily the best way to do every story, but... I feel like a lot of stories really benefit from just kind of punching you in the face with, what's going on right from the get-go. You know, I love stories that, start with action, right? I feel like, Cowboy Bebop kind of does that, where it kind of brings you right in on the action, but it kind of sets up everything that's going on right from the get-go.
Cowboy Bebop starts off with, a long shot of the setting, and it shows foreshadows with the I can't even remember exactly. It's like a rose or something.
Yeah.
But it's
with that.
But it's fucking interesting. It looks interesting, but it's setting up for more that you're gonna get.
Because it also it contrasts, because what we see with Spike right there in that beginning part is a way more serious character than he kind of is for the first little bit, as this more nonchalant character that's just kind of going with the flow. So it really does need you to kind of be oh, what is behind the mask, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
also, that opening shot, what was that about? You want to know? Where did that take place?
Right. Well, what I meant by that actually was, it doesn't just start off with oh, it's a big action scene or something, but it does start off with mystery. And it starts with, it's kind of a slow start, but it does exactly what it needed to do to get you to get many people to be interested in it.
Yeah, and when I said punching you in the face with the plot or whatever, I didn't necessarily mean it had to be action or something crazy intense.
Yeah.
I just mean that the plot itself. What's being shown is really in your face.
Something has to happen.
Yeah, it's really it pulls you in immediately.
Yeah.
It's a hook.
There's
been no hook. That's the thing.
Yeah, a good punchy start is fine. I have no problem with the parkour being so prevalent, and
that was fun.
It was well animated.
It looked
fun,
good,
but it didn't.
Music was great.
Oh yeah, music was great. It had some good visuals. It had some good set designs. The background scenery was very interesting. But the thing is, it's just the story wise, I don't You gotta make me care about these characters too. If parkour is your thing, you probably love this because it has really fun parkour and some creative fights in there.
Yeah,
but it needs more. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like
the story.
Them being just or the what's his name, Professor Skinner or whatever, kind of being oh yeah, everyone's gonna die in 30 days. There's nothing behind that. There's no bigger. I feel if they were he wanted something from it, or he's only I know the vaccine or something like that. Now it becomes this bigger oh, we have to find this guy, right?
Well, that's I think that's what
he
they
just shows up and's you're all gonna die.
Yeah, but
he alluded to finding him. I thought that's what the beginning was.
I don't think they ever explicitly said that he has the vaccine or something. He was just kind of y'all are gonna die, and then
yeah, it was we
bye.
we gotta find him because he said we're gonna die.
Yeah, we gotta find
first
him
of all,
make the vaccine or something. I guess.
What if he's a
that's
troll
what the lady said
or
in
something?
the beginning.
Yeah, I thought it was implied that was kind of what they were doing. But also she gets that pill in the chair and she's oh, this could be the vaccine. He's what, really? He's no.
Yeah, that
puts it in her pocket.
That was episode 3.
Freaking
they were disguised as painters or gardeners, right? Or housekeepers.
It's totally
that looked
fucking vaccine.
God, that looked so the way that was shot too. It looked like she intentionally they animated her reaching under the couch and pulls out this birth control pill, and it was wait, did she mean to do that? Weren't they trying to play it off wait, look what I found?
I think it was supposed to be she just felt it. I don't know why she was feeling around in the back of the couch.
Yeah, she
But-
did. Maybe if they had shown her looking around the couch at the start, but she was like casually sitting there, and then she just reaches under and is like, "Oh, what's this?"
I understand foreshadow, like you want to have some foreshadowing, but I kind of feel like that was just like that's gonna be the vaccine. My expectation is kind of low on this show right now, just because it hasn't done anything in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, so
We met his
but
grandma though.
I wanted to take go back to the characters.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the characters. Kind of reminded me of, I don't know the exact quote, but something Miyazaki said about how modern anime characters are written based on characters that whoever the writer is saw before. And I feel like in this case that's true, but it's almost like some of the characters were based on his own characters that he's done before.
That he's made before.
No,
Yeah.
like what I said. There's like what's his name? Hold on.
Castlevania dude.
Yeah,
What
Castlevania
time?
dude.
You're like,
Douglas.
you said he was like a race swapped Jin.
He's just like he's literally just Jin from Samurai Champloo, except for race swapped. Like, which is like not an issue, but like it's like there's no like it doesn't feel like he has any personality except for being a
Yeah,
character
he's just
that already
I'm the
existed
stoic
before.
guy.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, same with the main character. When they're together, he acts just like
I'm like Spike, but I'm
Spike's
cockier.
Yeah.
Spike kind of, but
like I
or
like the
Mugen.
designs a lot. Like they look cool, but it's just like I have no reason to like. I feel like their character
Yeah.
has to be cool for them to be cool, and they're just kind of like
right,
off-brand.
and that's
they're
what
just like Dollar Tree versions of these other characters.
Right.
Look how cool they
Timu.
are, and that's all you need. That's why
Yeah.
you care, because
it's
these guys
Timu
are cool.
Spike Spiegel.
Yeah, basically.
It's as if you took someone. No, it's like, hey, make Spike Spiegel. All right, here you go. It's no understanding of the deeper character of Spike Spiegel. I'm sure there's something planned, but a good thing I heard about like writing advice is don't wait forever to do your reveals.
Yeah.
Show them a bit
Yeah.
earlier. Give them something. 'cause
Like
I
it doesn't
feel
need to be
there's
front
nothing.
loaded, but like you
Yeah.
know, having
Like-
enough to kind of like keep you intrigued with each thread, and like even if it was just exploring one character at a time, you know, like one episode would just the first episode we should have just gotten some sort of hook with Axel a little bit because he's like
I really
kind of
liked your
character.
idea. I liked your idea about the agency showing him a picture of, or just something to like make you interested in what he was doing before.
Yeah, like, because my idea with that would be like, he shows him a picture of like one of the guys he worked with, and he gets this
Or
like
something-
serious face on his
something
like, he gets
about-
a serious look.
Yeah, or something about the organization piques his interest because it relates to his past or something like that. Like something that he's personally invested in.
Yeah, or something even like blackmail almost. Like, what if like he had someone in his life
Oh,
that he
that
lost
too.
or something, and it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Dr. Skinner
exactly.
like maybe could like
It
bring
could
them
relate
back
to
or
his first
something,
3
and now
years.
he's like kind of changed.
Dr.
to this
Skinner's the
idea.
reason. Dr. Skinner's the reason I'm in here, or something like that.
Yeah.
And like it could relate to like
Oh,
how
that
he
would
got
be
his
so
first
fire.
3 years.
If like Dr. Skinner fucked him over and now he's pissed off, and like the whole thing is him just trying to find this dude.
Yeah, I mean, classic revenge plotline thread there. But I dig that. I would genuinely be like, okay, I really want to see him confront the guy, or I want to see.
Yeah, I'm already
I'm a-
like I'm already hearing like the interaction, because imagine like they show his grandma shows him the video where like Dr. Skinner seems like a normal guy, and he's like, yeah, that's the face he showed the public or something like that. You know, like there's all these interactions that could have been built into that.
So far, all we got about our cool main guy is like his like the king of the homeless trans friend saying like, yeah, that one, he's cool.
Yeah,
He's cool.
look this man.
Look at him
dunk.
play basketball.
cool.
Look at him dunk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he did dunk on a black guy. That's pretty cool.
He literally jumped on his back.
I think
off
that's
his
cheating.
back and dunked. Yeah.
He was doing some things that would have gotten him, he would have been DQ'd from a real game, but like he said, the guy was trying to swindle him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
And it's like,
he's like
apparently.
gonna come back again. It was-
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like even though
very
he
good.
just made a bet with you and you agreed to it, and then now you're not playing basketball correctly. But okay, you look cool doing it. So
Do you guys think your expectations for this were higher than most anime that you would watch because of the
can I be
director?
honest? when I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm definitely gonna check this out at some point because I like, Shinichirō Watanabe is the go-to name. I'm always interested to see what he's doing. But then when I looked at the trailers that the marketing they were doing, I was like, yeah, I'm not this. I wasn't expecting like anything really.
Yeah, I feel like the marketing, like it kind of is just like a Cowboy Bebop clone. Not that like we should compare it to Cowboy Bebop, but like even if you look at like the poster art for it and whatever, it just feels like it's like kind of drawing from the same.
It's like the opening of Bebop.
Yeah. So it's like it's really trying to like be in that when it's like a really different, like the plot itself is a different genre than Cowboy. Like Cowboy Bebop is very specifically like a western but in space, whereas this is very much like sent in like science fiction thing, but then they're trying to like push it into that like
spy or
spy,
Ocean's 11 style, cool character.
Suicide Squad.
Whatever, literally Suicide Squad.
See, Suicide Squad right there, like that would have been another thing too. Is like, what if like every single one of these characters had like their own tie to Skinner, and like they didn't like each other, but they had to like kind of make it work towards the goal of finding Skinner, and then they get camaraderie as it goes on, or something like that.
Yeah, they did that for like 2 seconds at the beginning.
Yeah, Castlevania Jin guy even said like, "Oh, he was my inspiration when I was in university or something." So he has a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, look at that guy's jacket. It's like you were like, "What the?" After a while, like Ranix was like, "What the fuck is he wearing?" Like like halfway through the episode, you noticed his drip, and it was like,
"Yeah, it's like
why is he dressed like a pirate in the year 2050
or whatever?"
It's
drip. Drip. It's just very out of place. Drip. Like. Maybe if there was, like, an explanation for it, too. Like, maybe if he was just like, yeah, like, this is, like there's a reason behind it or something would have been cool.
Yeah, I dig it, though. Don't get me wrong.
On the computer that was off.
Even just, like how like, if we're gonna, like, try to compare it to, like, Cowboy Bebop or something like that, because clearly that's, like, the direction they're kind of trying to go. Like, Spike has, like, just a suit that he wears, but it's, like, it's got, like, different, stuff going on with it that makes it look, like, slightly futuristic. Even now, like... There's a lot of stuff in Cowboy Bebop that's like retro futurism, but it still like looks futuristic by like today's standards, right? When you look at like the classic idea of like his suit, or a lot of stuff that they're using, it kind of has that like tone of it being a remixed version of something prior. Whereas like, what did you call him? Castlevania Jin. Castlevania Jin is just wearing like this like it really is just like a pirate overcoat, and there's no like. There's nothing to make it look different at all.
Yeah, it's like a Victorian era, like jacket.
If it was juxtaposed against the rest of the crew wearing kind of like that like Spike Spiegel retro future style, but it kind of just like everyone's just wearing just clothes.
Really normal clothes.
Really normal clothes.
And then you got one pirate.
I have a question for you guys. If the second episode didn't happen, what would we have missed?
Them failing.
Yeah, the second episode
we wouldn't have had the computer scene.
Yeah, the computer scene really killed me.
The broken computer typing on a broken computer.
It was either Maddie or Rana that like pointed it out.
It was Rana.
Yeah, Rana. You just pointed out that like. He just was typing and there was nothing on the screen that fucking
I think before that he said, "Oh, it looks like these computers worked like recently." And then he kept typing on it.
He kept typing on
a black screen, yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing to say, like, these computers look like they worked recently.
I'm gonna have to cut that out.
How do you I don't know, it's just like a weird observation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
try to imply it's foreshadowing.
You can
it clearly doesn't work now, but it probably worked like a few days ago. Like,
but then it like cuts off the scene of them fighting in the basement with law enforcement, and then everyone figures out, we got duped or whatever.
It's not actually him.
And then it cuts back, and he's like still typing on the fucking computer.
Also,
like...
did they like explicitly say that like whatever they're like doing, like do you not think that the FBI and like the DEA or whatever in that second episode right at the end would have been like, hey, who the fuck are y'all? Why are you here? Like,
because he said Lazarus.
Yeah, and he pointed his finger gun at him.
Yeah, and then then it cuts and they were just like scot free, like with this like 888-year sentence convict. Like,
I know. I was like, why aren't you guys arresting him? He's like a wanted felon apparently. And
my assumption is Lazarus is actually tied to the government.
Yeah, but did they say that at any point?
It might have been when she introduced her. Yeah, it might have been during when he woke up in the barber chair and he was like, "Welcome to Lazarus."
We're a government organization, and we're probably making jokes about her, the animation mistake where the girl was like floating.
Oh yeah,
with her. You said
her butt was.
You said she was
sitting on her butt or whatever on the side of
her butt
desk.
was
We're not going to explain it very well in a podcast.
You'd have to show a visual of that shot where she's hovering over the floor.
She's hovering and she's like leaning on like the table behind her or whatever, and it just kind of looks like
the animation glitch.
Yeah.
The glitch.
Yeah.
Let's like re-render a scene where the shot from behind.
Okay, so obviously we didn't watch the whole thing. We only watched 3 episodes. It's the whole fucking point of this. But based on what we've seen, and you've all seen Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo and any of his other shows, right? Watanabe's.
Yeah, I've seen Samurai Champloo. Cowboy Bebop.
Who are his best duos? Or what do you think is his best duo?
I'm just saying, someone in the comments is gonna be like, "You guys don't know Shinichirō Watanabe. You've never seen Terror in Resonance." And
I haven't seen that in so long.
I was gonna say Carole and Tuesday was.
Carole and Tuesday was pretty good.
It's great. It's amazing.
Didn't he do Kids on the Block too?
Kids on the Slope. That one's great too.
He was in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Kids Story,
show.
Genius Party.
Dude, everything he's done is really good. That's why I was like, oh, this is cool. He's doing something.
I've just seen Bebop, Dandy, and Champloo.
Yeah.
Oh, Space Dandy, I don't care about that much.
I mean, Space Dandy was kind of fun.
It's fun, but it's like, you know.
It is different. I would say, like, even though the first 3 episodes haven't been amazing, I think he does have stuff planned. It just hasn't been revealed yet. And I think that's part of the issue. I think he's waiting a little too long to start revealing stuff.
Yeah,
or
for some hooks.
Maybe this is just like, I want a paycheck. Make it look like Samurai or Cowboy Bebop, and then they're like, okay.
You think he'd do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, wait. I think I asked this before, but did Adult Swim like fund this whole thing? Was this one of their originals?
I don't think so. I think they probably got the rights.
It's a Toonami, so
Toonami, yeah.
Yeah, they probably have the rights or something.
It's okay.
Like
so it says
US.
Original anime television series produced by Mappa and Sola Entertainment that was created and directed by Watanabe, and then the series premiered in Japan on TV Tokyo. So it. And Adult
Japanese.
Swim. Yeah. So Adult Swim is a network paying for the rights to it. They might have funded it, but it's not like they made it in a way.
Yeah, it wasn't their like pitch, and then they were like, "Hey, Shinichirō Watanabe."
I don't think they're listed as production, are they?
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I think they just purchased it.
That's
for like English viewing.
Yeah.
Which
in that case then
English dub, which was fun.
In that case, I don't think the director's just phoning in. I agree. I think he does have stuff planned, but you're right. He's just not throwing in the hooks in soon enough to get you like invested.
Okay, so who's his best duo?
Best duo.
Is it? Well, the thing about Cowboy Bebop, it's not really a duo, is it?
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. Champloo is a trio.
It's trios a lot, isn't it?
And Dandy was also like a trio, I think.
I was just thinking of the male characters in Champloo,
Jet and Spike,
like the action characters, and I guess Jet and Spike and
Faye does stuff every once in a while in that show.
Faye's awesome, but she comes in. She's not in the first episode. It's just Jet and Spike.
Actually, yeah, you're right. She doesn't join the crew until after episode 5. I think.
Yeah, she's not in there right away. I mean,
Yeah.
she's
Ayn is
kind of
there.
like Asuka. She comes up later, you know.
I think Ayn rolls up in like the second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to get Ayn back from.
All right, Ayn
a
and
dog
Spike. That's
napper.
mine.
Ayn and Spike.
I loved Mugen and Jin off the bat. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
talking-
think,
these guys butt heads.
If we're
I
talking
think Samurai
My bad.
Champloo for me has like unlimited. I could rewatch it on like any day, any fucking moment. I don't know. It's just unlimited rewatches for me.
Put on any episode and it'd be good.
Yeah, it's just so good.
I do feel like it has some episodes that are definitely like that hit super hard as well. Samurai Champloo, because
Oh yeah.
I remember I rewatched it not too long ago, and I remember it doesn't have like it's not like super crazy character. No, it is super like it's character driven. Let me reiterate. It's not like huge character arcs every episode, but you'll have like that one episode where it's all about his like origin, and it just
Yeah.
like kind of destroys you, and it's super well done.
Yeah. I mean, Cowboy Bebop has a similar thing because it's not like a huge arc. or,
Yeah, it's
like,
episodic, and then
Yeah.
but like yeah, the mid season like episode 13 and 14 is always going to be like a 2-parter in those series, and it's always about like one of their backstories.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if we're talking duos specifically, I feel like Jin and Mugen is like just goated. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't like I feel like I like Cowboy Bebop more, but that's just I've watched through it like so many
Cowboy
times.
Bebop's got more. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop for me, it's got more rewatchability. Like I could just casually throw on
Really?
an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like with Champloo, even though it's like it's also episodic, I feel like it's like maybe it's better in that sense because like Champloo, it's like I see one episode and I have to like finish.
Yeah.
It.
Well, that's like I think why I like if we're talking about like both Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop have kind of this like overarching, not like story necessarily, but like there's a tone that they're tapping into the whole time. And I feel like with Champloo, it's like kind of like the feeling of like loss or loneliness or like missing something. I feel like, and that's where like all three of the characters kind of relate in some
Yeah.
Champloo's
ways.
got
Whereas like
Dude,
yeah. I
I-
mean,
I was gonna say like Cowboy
As-
Bebop is like it's kind of like existential like I always put Bebop on whenever I'm like depressed, and it just like it doesn't get me out of depression, but it helps a lot. Like it's like a really good kind of existential.
That's fair.
It's just so good. The aesthetic is just so good for it.
I just put on what's that like the Perio LeFaux fight.
What?
Where he, it's the one where Spike it's like a one-off episode
Oh.
where Spike
Oh, yeah.
they hired an animation like a completely different animation studio for it too, but it's just the episode where he fights the clown guy,
Oh, yeah.
and it's got like my favorite fight
episodes.
scene. Yeah, that opening fight scene is just so like stylized and sick. Like,
So yeah.
that's probably that one and like Jet's episode are my favorite.
Also, how it just leads up to like, because like it kind of sets him up and whatever, and then Spike goes off to fight him alone, and that whole scene's like there's no music or anything, which really contrasts. I feel like every other part of the series, so it's just like this really like, action filled. Like
it's
just
so creepy too because it like the carnival they fight in like starts activating and the
Yeah.
entire background is just the ambience of the like carnival
yeah.
music and animatronics.
That's
It's such a
crazy.
wicked episode, and then the guy's like origin is fucking insane and psychotic.
You know what it is for me? As good as the soundtrack for Cowboy Bebop is, it's amazing. I just fucking love Nujabe so much.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's like, it's probably the most listened to soundtrack for me ever. And I think that's one of the reasons I tend to lean towards Samurai Champloo. Although watching this fucking show, Lazarus, the main feeling. Okay, so you just spoke about the tone of both Bebop and Champloo, and like they have these very specific feelings, then they pull you into these feelings. Whereas Lazarus, the only feeling I really got from it was I want to watch Cowboy Bebop now.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
That's a
Like,
good
it's like both Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, and like Carole and Tuesday too. Like Carole and Tuesday is kind of like coming of age kind of thing, and whatever, and like just being open minded and discovering like the talents of another person in contrast to your own kind of thing. But like it's like there's a very like that tone follows it the whole plot, right? Whereas like this one just feels like it's like kind of just trying to pull like tones from like those other shows that we're talking about, but only in like very specific moments for like one thing that it has no relevance to anything else that's going on.
For like 30 seconds.
Yeah, like the jazz soundtrack when he was like fighting the dudes in the second episode or the third episode, banger, but it really just felt like
great.
they were like, we're kind of like Cowboy Bebop, look at this. Like it didn't really like have any relevance to him or like what was going on or the tone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, pacing wise too,
agree.
I felt that was weird. Like they were like, "Oh, we're here in like the homeless kingdom," and like, "Oh, we're in Turkey now."
Yeah,
and we're
they had a
fighting guys
throwaway
that-
line where they mentioned they were taking some sort of super fast transit system. I guess like the world's all connected.
Yeah, they didn't even show him on it. Like I feel like that would have been like
I know, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that would have
that's-
been good world building.
it would have been
great
really
world
fun.
building.
Yeah, like just to see like how this like them at the station, how it functions. Like they might have shown it for a second, but I it was not
Like an
embedded
overseas
in any
bullet
way.
train.
They mentioned, I think it was called the Hypercube, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they called it.
Yeah, and there was like a shot of it.
It was basically a bullet train.
You know what it feels like?
Yeah.
It feels like they did all the world building outside of the plot, and then they put these characters in this world.
Oh.
And they don't even like they're like, oh yeah, this is just how this works because they did all this world building and they know how the world works, but they're not setting it up for us at all as like the viewer,
Yeah.
as like how stuff's working.
Like
Like
it
if
could be
you
like
It
a
could also be
stylistic
an
thing too.
afterthought, though.
They just want to show how integrated the characters are. They're like, they don't give a crap that this is a bullet train that goes overseas. We're used to this shit. Yeah, we're in Turkey now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying
You
that I feel like
could
there's
do-
better ways to do it. Like if we're talking,
Yeah, I
about
agree.
Bebop,
Well,
like
you guys just reminded me of the train from what is it, Library of Ruina, where it's like super fucked up. It's this magical train that can go anywhere in like an hour, and the catch is basically it goes outside of time, and then everyone's trapped in there for 1,000 years and they can't die, and then once they get to the other side they just kind of put everyone back and it resets and they just brainwipe them, and it's like this super fucked up like horror thing. They should do
That's
something like
wild.
that. It was like kind of off topic. It just reminded me of that fucking horrible
That'd be
train
crazy.
from that.
Axel Gilberto's in a time loop.
That's
this
how I,
entire time.
that's how I feel whenever I'm on like a public bus. Like just man, this is
Yeah.
taking too long. Will this ever end? Please.
When it's really crowded too, and you're like, your
Pressed up
face
against
is in
everybody.
somebody's back.
Yeah.
Smelling that
someone
sweat.
crap their pants, but you don't know who. It's like please.
Yeah, that's a daily situation for me. Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
Subway.
probably not that bad that the world will end in 30 days then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why everyone's so chill in that world.
They're like, oh, cool. I don't have to
All right.
do my McDonald's job anymore.
Everyone starts
I'm still gonna
celebrating.
go to it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna show up and clock into work
Yeah,
every
I'm
day
still
for
gonna
these next
do
30
my
days.
job. What am I, a communist? And then like,
What am I, not Japanese?
Oh shit.
oh my god, it's perfect.
Are we ready? Anyone have any other questions or anything they want to say?
I feel
Or
like
we could
right
go
before we like depart from what
verdict.
we were saying with the world building, like
Yeah.
because you were man, I think you were saying that like like they were trying to set it up like they might have been trying to set it up where like the characters are like integrated in this world or whatever, and that's like a thing. But I feel like if we're talking about like other stuff that he's made, like I keep going back to Cowboy Bebop because I'm just like I've seen it so many times, it's an easy thing for me to reference. But there's like I remember it was either in the movie or one random episode, but there was like this one little thing that they had which was like the cup noodles, and it was Jet and Spike, and they're talking, they're just having a conversation, and they rip this tag
know the
off
scene.
this like instant cup ramen like thing,
and it's instantly cooked.
Yeah, it literally it's like
right?
a charge that just spins and it fires it up and it cooks it so that the noodles are hot now, and then they just throw it out. It's like disposable, and it's like that's how you world build, where it's like this is the future. They have this technology that's so disposable, right? But
I agree. Yeah,
but it's not referenced at all. They don't pay attention to it. It's not like they're so used to it that it's just like whatever to them. But we see it as like the audience. Like that's like what I'm saying is like if you want to do world building, right? Like that's the
how you do
little
science
stuff.
fiction well too.
Yeah, that's the little stuff they could throw in there.
Isn't that like the first scene with them together?
It might be. No, because the first scene's like the whole first scene's the freaking
the bell peppers and beef.
Bell peppers and beef. Yeah.
Which I love too. Like the little exchange like that, just to show how like down on their luck they are. They like little character moments like that. I feel like that was sorely lacking in this show.
I knew it had to do with food. That's what I was. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm literally gonna rewatch that. All right, so.
We're just gonna rewatch Bebop.
Yeah, I feel like that's like what's the verdict? Like continue the show or just watch Cowboy Bebop?
Watch Cowboy Bebop.
Watch Cowboy Bebop.
I'd be down to
great, but
I'll just do both because I have that kind of time. But
yeah,
Bebop is definitely a rewatch.
If this gets better.
Yeah, I'd like to see it through. I feel like there is like a plan. But yeah, the first 3 episodes just don't really seem to establish like anything. Other than there's a Fent crisis. A
big Fent crisis. Do not feel invested.
The Fetty is wild, and
the hoppies, what do they call it?
Habaneros, I believe that's the drug.
The habaneros, the drug. Yeah. It's this world's version of Fent.
Hopna.
Habna.
Haktua.
Habaneros. Haktua. God, don't date us with that.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair.
Would have made more sense if Dr. Skinner's whole evil plan was he was trying to do like a rug pull of the Hopna coin. My voice cracked there, sorry. The Hopna coin? I made a Bitcoin joke.
That's still relevant. Hopna coin?
Yeah. That's not gonna date this.
Watch Hopna coin become a thing. Like in post.
There's so many shit coins, I wouldn't be surprised.
They tackle the Bitcoin epidemic in the show.
Alright, are we good to wrap it up then?
Or did you want to give like a score, or is or that's not this kind of show?
Yeah, score. Here's my score based off the first 3 episodes. Like everyone's gonna be
first 3 episodes
of that take.
Well, it's kind of like the idea is, would we recommend it based on the first 3 episodes? We're not basing it on the full thing.
Right.
Granted, this was slightly. We all watched it together, and that is going to affect how you view a show. If you're watching with friends, it's a bit more like jokey. So keep that in mind. But yeah, like I guess what we could do is we could have a thumbs up, thumbs down system. Keep it simple, or we could do like out of 5.
Or recommend it, skip it.
Yeah. Watch Cowboy Bebop. Continue this.
Yeah, I feel maybe our rating can just be circumstantial, and this one is just watch Cowboy Bebop.
Also
that's the rating.
Watch Cowboy Bebop.
Watch Bebop, but give this one a chance. See where it goes.
The whole point of the 3 episode rule is you can't judge a show until you've seen 3 episodes. So we saw 3 episodes, and now we get to say. It sucks.
It sucks. It's terrible.
Make sure they remember to animate the computer turning on.
But I'm not sure. He might still be working on that right now.
We should rewatch that scene. Does he really say like these computers look like they've been used recently?
He definitely says something.
They look like they still work.
He 100% says something like that, and he starts typing on one of the keyboards. And then it cuts somewhere else, and it cuts back, and he like types on there again.
I hope they've improved the situation over at Mappa, because it's like they still abusing their animators over there. Because
maybe
one
that
guy probably couldn't animate the PC because he was like hospitalized. Overworked.
Well, I mean, most likely what happened is they had I forget what that artist is called, but they probably had a special artist come in for those parkour scenes.
Sakuga.
Sakuga. So they probably had him come in to do that, and then the rest of it was probably just in-house, would be my assumption. Totally guessing.
I mean, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they
And-
they probably shipped that work to like China or something.
Yeah. I
Oh
would
yeah,
say-
a lot of the like final animations done overseas, like
Yeah.
even for Japan and China and stuff, which
Yeah.
is they're running into a problem where they aren't getting like young animators trained anymore on doing like in between work, so it's harder for them to become good like storyboard artists or keyframers.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh. I didn't know that.
A cost to everything, my friend.
And because
But
of
don't
that,
worry, the AI will save us all, or something.
Yep.
Boo throws tomatoes.
Boo.
Toast tomato.
wait, these guys are AI shills. Fuck this podcast.
Now let's talk
Really.
about let's talk about our friggin' Bitcoin startup.
Yeah. So yeah, get
Fun.
the map of coin.
My new
right now.
coin. My new
Our
meme
Mappa coin, yeah.
If you wanna listen to this podcast, you have to buy my coin. You can pay for it with my Bitcoin.
See,
Someone's
here's-
definitely done that. in
Here's the
past.
thing: people know that we're not AI just because of how low our intellect is. We don't sound so pretentious.
Imagine
AI
being
voices
so
don't
dumb
crack,
that
baby.
AI can't replicate you.
Yeah, they can't replicate you. They're gonna need
how you know
so
we're
much
human.
data to get our our ideas and personality.
AI can't be this dumb, baby.
But yeah, I would say if you don't love it and you're kind of picky, probably skip it and watch a better show. Maybe keep an eye
it's a
on
good
it.
time.
If people start saying it's really good towards the end, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
but-
want to see
eh,
it through just
I
because
hope
it's Shinichirō Watanabe, that's like probably gonna be me. Is like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
watch through it just because like I feel like, you know, he's dropped nothing but bangers. There's got to be something, you know.
Watch episode 4 make us look so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's
because of
gonna be
how
like
good it is.
groundbreaking. Everything's gonna be set up. Everything's gonna friggin' just fall into place.
Yeah, then we have to change the show to the 4-episode rule.
All right.
He's like, that's what I was
Um,
counting on. You guys skipping out on the rest of it after episode 3. I wanted to get rid of you guys.
Yeah,
The real audience.
only-
You guys
The
are
real
bad.
audience could be in. Yeah.
Only the true
You
fans
lost
will
all
see it.
0 of your views
in all its glory.
viewers. All right, so next time we'll be watching Welcome to the NHK, a nice light-hearted comedy romance.
My
I'm down.
my favorite yaoi anime. All right, well, let's just wrap this up.
Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, homies, for being here, and thank y'all for listening to the 3-episode rule.
It's where we kill the mic or we kill the recording.
Yeah.
Kill it in 3, 2, 1.